Hello Mike, thank you for taking some time to view this video. I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So the point of this video, one, is to increase your online presence, your traffic, and your revenue, which increases your business and increases your reviews. And secondly is to compare your website to a local competitor's website and see if those tips and tricks could outrank them to generate those leads and increase your business. So I'll talk about three things: one, content; two, backlinks; three, citations. And whatever I talk about, you definitely use yourself on the back end of your website. But if you want to talk about that or anything further, please feel free to reach out via email, phone call, or text. But either way, if you leave me a few lines of feedback on the video, that just helps me get better at making these videos. So first off, let's get to it. I'll talk about content. In content, you need anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 words. That's just dependent on the competition and number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So in your content on your website, you could place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be found for. So definitely got a good start to your website, a nice layout here. But I would get closer to that 2,000 mark in your keywords, in your content, and increase your keywords as well. And speaking of Google, so when we go to Google to search for a certain service or product or area, what I picked Seattle Home Inspections. That's a service you provide, and here's what comes up. So a lot of times what comes up first is, we call this a map pack with citations. I'll talk about that in a minute. Also, sometimes you might see some ads up here, but we call these organics here, and this is the most important. So when someone does a search for a product or service, the goal is to be on that first page, be right in front of consumers. So as you can see, scrolling down, you're not on the first page, but you could do some things very simply on your website to get on this first page to increase that search volume. So your top competitor here, we really don't pay attention to lists like Yelp or Angie's List, because usually people go to a local business when they're searching for a certain service or product. So your top local competitor is this Four Seasons Home Inspections. So I'll compare your website to them. But a good place to hide a dead body is on page 2 or 3 of Google. Just nobody goes here to search for a certain service or product. So the goal is to definitely outrank your top competitor, but to get closer to him to be on this first page to outrank some of these local competitors here. So we'll talk about how we can do that. So focusing again on your content, this is a tool we use called Ahrefs. It does a deep dive into websites. So here's your website right here, the link, and here's the numbers on your website. So right now you're only using 2 keywords on your website. So definitely think about the keywords, those buyer intent keywords, home inspections, residential inspections, if you expand out more, commercial inspections. To put those on your website to have that search volume. So the higher the search volume you want, the better. So just comparing that to your local competitors, and here's their website. They do a pretty good job. It's a good site, but definitely it's beatable. You can do some things to outrank even this top competitor here. So here's their numbers here, and here's their link and their numbers. So compared to your 2 keywords, they're using 83 keywords, which is not a lot either. So, but you could take some of these keywords here. Seattle Home Inspections, that's not on your website already. Four Seasons you can't use obviously because that's them, but Seattle Inspection, Home Inspector Seattle, and you want to get this high search volume here. So the higher the search volume, the better. So you could take some of these buyer intent keywords, take as many as you want, put them in your website, and you're getting close to outranking them. So next is backlinks. So let's go back to your numbers here. So backlinks is anywhere where you find one website linking to another website. For instance, your website. So they act like an endorsement of your website. And that gives Google trust power in your website, seeing others vouching for you. So think of it as like a popularity contest. The more links, the better. But keep in mind, not all backlinks are created equal. So it's important to have other home inspection websites linking back to you. It doesn't really help if a restaurant or a doctor's office links back to you. It just doesn't give you much trust power. So your backlinks, you have 7 backlinks with 3 different reference domains. So definitely focus on increasing your backlinks. That'll give you more search power in Google. But comparing that to your biggest competitor, the Four Seasons, they have quite a few backlinks. They have 782 backlinks, which is, again, beatable. Not a lot, definitely doable. But they have 34 different reference domains backlinking to their website. So all this is here is giving them that search volume on Google when it comes to home inspections in the Seattle area. Then finally, there's citations. So scroll here. So citations is anywhere where your business name, your number, and your address are shown exactly as your Google business profile. So citations help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since they can generate huge amounts of revenue. So again, you want to be in the top 3 or 4. Sometimes there's 4 here in a search, but you want to be in the top 3. Much like the organics, people don't go to page 2. People don't push this button to look for more businesses. So to do that, citations include directories like Yelp, Angie's List, Expertise, BBB, hundreds of others you may have heard of. So social media accounts work great too, Facebook, LinkedIn. The idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. So the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So once Google sees you more often than these competitors, the more likely it is you could outrank them in this map back here. So once your content, your backlinks, your citations, once they all come together, you can start to outgrow your competitors. And here's what you might be looking at and why this is so important. So not sure what your margins are now, but I imagine this will generate some pretty decent revenue for you. Also, there's many other keywords you could use to generate more and more traffic and leads throughout the Seattle area. So this is what I do, and I'm creating this video for you to help you start generating those leads online. So if you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling as far as you want, feel free to reach out and I could help you with that. With some more information, or I could talk about your goals, and I could do research to find out exactly what could be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. So again, if you could leave me a few lines of feedback on the video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Best of luck to you. Have a great day.